Have you ever wanted to try one specific food so badly and somehow you keep showing up on the exact wrong day? That was us in northern Arizona. We were trying to get fry bread, the kind served as a Navajo taco. And everywhere we went was closed, closed, closed. Because when we travel, we really believe food is how you experience a place. So it started to feel like, are we really going to live without tasting it? The dough for fried bread is simply flour, baking powder, and salt. Add a little oil, then warm water gradually as you mix it up. Earlier that day, my husband and I explored Antelope Canyon. Our Navajo guide talked about the land in a way that stayed with me. He said, for the Navajo Nation, the land isn't just about something beautiful you pass through. It's spiritual, it carries responsibility. And it made me realize when you're somewhere special but unfamiliar, you don't rush it. You slow down, you listen, you take it in. As I'm standing here making this dough, I'm channeling that feeling. If you're not used to working with dough, this is the part where you think, this can't be right. It looks messy, it feels wrong. And honestly, that was kind of how I felt during the Antelope Canyon trip. But let me assure you about the dough. Don't worry, just keep going. To fill you in, I moved to the US not that long ago, and there's a lot of places still feel new to me. So yeah, I get that FOMO feeling if things aren't working great. And this dough does the same thing. When you stop forcing it, it comes together. And once it does, you just let it rest for a bit. While that rests, let me show you why I'm even making this. Like I said, we kept missing out on the Navajo tacos. And then on the way out, we stopped at this small food trailer. The owner Cathy asked what we were looking for. She had that calm, I've done this 1,000 times energy. And I said, Navajo tacos? She paused for a second and then she said, yes, I can make it. And that yes made the whole trip. For the toppings, I'm making Navajo tacos the way I ate it from Cathy, with lettuce, tomatoes, cheese. The one thing I changed is the choice of bean. When I started reading about the Navajo tacos, I thought it was just fried bread and toppings. And then both sent me down this rabbit hole into indigenous food and history. I kept seeing Anasazi beans in the southwest, so I wanted to try them. I'm using the Instant Pot for a quicker cooking time, not tradition, but the goal is the same, get the beans really tender. Soaked Anasazi beans go in with chopped onions, garlic, cumin, and stock. And that rabbit hole led me to something called the Three Sisters. Corn, beans, squash grown together to help each other thrive. If you want a Three Sisters recipe, tell me. I'll make another video on it. While the beans cook, let's fry the bread. I'm coating my hands with a little oil so it's easier to handle the dough. Divide into 4, keep the other 3 covered while you work one at a time so they don't dry out. Press it out gently first, then lift it out by the edge and let gravity do the stretching while you rotate. And a final few hand-to-hand pats just to even out the thickness. I always prefer to do shallow fry. It's less oil, less messy, and easier to manage in a skillet. Oil temp matters here. You want 350 Fahrenheit. Too cool it soaks oil, too hot it browns before it puffs. Slide it in gently and watch this, it puffs quite quickly. I use a spoon to baste the top with hot oil so it cooks evenly. And I keep checking the underside so it doesn't brown too fast. I want to ask you, did you think that this was going to be greasy too? Once it's golden brown, lift it out and onto the rack. Let it drain for a minute. Once the beans are done, when you open the Instant Pot, you get this warm, savory smell right away. Cumin, roasted onion, and garlic, and that earthy bean aroma. I scoop out what we need, then blend part of the beans with a little bit of the cooking liquid until silky. And stir it back into the whole beans. This way you get the best of both worlds, smooth and creamy with a little bite. This is the moment I was chasing all day. So I'm keeping it classic the way Cathy did that day. Okay, let's eat. The dough looks airy. It tastes light, and the Anasazi beans is really pronounced, more than pinto beans. It's more nutty, creamier actually. Pretty impressive, and it's just simple, but everything is just right. Crispy on the outside, but fluffy. Doesn't taste greasy, like how I like my fried food. And this is exactly how I remembered Cathy's version. She really knew what she was doing, and it made all those anxious moments leading up to it feel worth it. Eating it for the first time made me want to learn more. After hearing our guide talk about the land, I didn't want to treat this like just a fun road trip food. Fry bread carries history, and knowing that made me appreciate the Navajo taco moment even more. If you're curious and want to read more, I'll leave a few good links in the description. I think that's why that yes stayed with me. Not because we finally got the food, but because we stopped pushing for it, and when we did, it showed up anyway. If you want the detailed recipes and steps, I have them on Substack. It's linked below. If this video left a good impression, share it to someone who will appreciate it too. Okay, I'm gonna have another bite. And see you next week. Oops.